Hello, this is Motivation, Meditation, Inspiration. And today I want to talk a little bit about energy. I want to talk about the ability to understand the original form of energy in its original format within our lives. A lot of times we start to feel sufficient or without the ability to utilize the energy inside of who we are. However, this is much more than just that. A lot of times we allow what other people say around us to tell us and to dictate our lives. We feel that by achieving goals or dreams that we are not able to grow. We feel like growth does not come from the inside. When it truly does, it comes from within who you are. So I want you to start to understand that there is an original 7,000 breaths within our body. Each one of these is every experience that we have, every emotion that we have. Everything breaks down into these 7 books of energy. And that utilizing these energy fields and utilizing this ability within who we are is what truly opens one up to overcoming one's challenges. A lot of things that we're taught are how to overcome ceilings, but not to break through the walls that we face off against within ourselves, and to identify where this energy is coming from and how to utilize this energy within ourselves. So I want to start addressing that. I want to start speaking about that. I want you to start to understand the energy inside of yourself is very real, and that you can identify where it's coming from and how it's flowing throughout yourself. When I start to get into the ability to teach, when we start to see that people are facing off against different challenges, when they're facing off against the things inside of themselves, what does it mean? What does it mean to be yourself? See, a lot of times we're looking at the position, but we don't look within ourselves to find what that position means to us, what it means to be you. And so as we grow, as we start to expand our minds, how can we start to relate it back to the 7,000 breaths that live within us and the experiences of knowledge that come from those 7,000 breaths? And so we forget about what we mean. We forget about who we are, and we forget about how we can utilize the processes within ourselves to overcome our challenges. And so as I sit here in front of you, as I continue to write, as I continue to put the mind and the energy in place, allow the blockages that a lot of people face off against, allow the ability inside of yourself to open up. The focus that you face off against is not the challenges that you're facing. It's in you. It's finding the knowledge, the ability to utilize the gifts, the talents, and to become able to enable your mind, to enable your being, to use those processes of positivity, processes of allowing the negative things to leave your life, the ability inside of oneself to open up and to unlock the walls which we face off against that we sometimes don't learn how to overcome, because it's not about our ceilings. It's about what you face off within yourself. It's about what you are looking to achieve, and it's looking at the dreams and the goals in which you want to overcome. And a lot of times we are asked, how do you do that? And how do you find the time? How do you find the ability? How do you find the effort? And it's by giving yourself just a little bit of time. It's by working on yourself. It's by putting in that time. It's interesting that we fall behind on getting in shape little by little. We fall behind on our abilities little by little. And then that's how we grow, little by little. Just a little bit of energy, just one breath, finding that first of each breath within that 7,000 breaths within ourself. That 7,001 breath, that's golden light energy. Where that stuff comes from is borrowed. And that is the universal yield within the universe. And a lot of people, they forget about the universal yield because they forget about themselves. They forget what it means to be you. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to open up that connection between universal yield and oneself, and to teach you how to focus to that point where you can start to use the knowledge inside of yourself, the degree that you have, the amount of years that you have on the planet, the amount of years that you face off against, the things that you're believing in yourself about, and how you can become who you are within. See, a lot of times we say that we're putting our whole self into something. Are we truly? Or are we just putting it for a little period of time? What does it mean to be you? Are you attracting the things that are meant for you? Are you using Are you attracting the things that are meant for you? Are you using the universe in a way in which it works in your favor? That you're assisting other people, that you're helping other people to grow? Are you giving yourself the ability to grow through doing so? And that is what it means. Sometimes we think that because we achieve something that we get to sit at the seat of observation. However, it's much different than that. Observe oneself and you will find that the ability to grow comes from within you, and that the energy can flow around you in such a way that you will grow. Also, I want to talk about knowledge. A lot of times we feel like our knowledge is insufficient. I want to ask you, how many years have you been on the planet? It's about time that we start to recognize our own knowledge. It's about time that we start focusing on our own knowledge and starting to allowing the things that aren't meant for you to move out of your direction through knowingly not allowing yourself to accept less than what you are. You're a blessing on this planet. Your energy within you is a blessing, and your ability to find that part of oneself is a blessing. And the way in which we command our words, the way in which we command our presence, the way in which we command our ability within is very important. You know, it's quite interesting when you start to see what you mean, what you truly mean, and who you can truly become. Because if you were to look at others as an example, you could never truly become yourself. And if you work on yourself on a daily basis, just a little bit at a time, you will grow. And inside of that growth, you will expand. Your energy fields will grow. And a lot of times we forget that we're on this life journey, and that it's a journey, and that the path and the process and the ability within oneself is part of what matters the most. And that journey isn't small. It's a great path. It's a great blessing. The breath within oneself is amazing. And that when you become disciplined in understanding this, you start to put yourself in check. You start to put your ability in a place where your growth comes from within you. And you can achieve your dreams. You can achieve your goals if you put a little bit of time into that. If you start to write things down, speak things out, listen to the things that are going to embed the energy from within the universe to bring that golden light energy within you. And one of the things that a lot of people get limited on, their ability to breathe and actually use their voice, use their use their purpose, use their ability to overcome challenges. A lot of times our energies get locked up because we allow ourselves to get locked up within our energy fields. We don't allow ourselves to grow. We don't allow our energies to flow. We don't allow our energy to become the reason, the purpose, and the journey in which that energy can flow within oneself. We try to seek out the white energy field instead of seek out all energies and grow within our energy fields themselves, utilizing sevenfold the energy within oneself. And so how do we start to do that? We start to recognize our purpose, our path, and our journey, and that within the universe, that path has a purpose. That golden light energy within the Most High is the ability to understand the yield, is the ability to understand the energy, that it's not limited, that energy flows, that unlocking one form of energy does not mean that all forms of energy have opened up. So how do you work on every energy field exactly like that? You work on them within your homes, within your jobs, within your being, within your purpose, not holding to one form of energy, allowing weakness to become your strength, allowing the strong to be that you are weak, forgetting that everything is just borrowed. Everything that we have is there for us, is the limiting belief within limitation. And so how do you grow? By recognizing that the littlest is the greatest of us all, that the smallest, the humblest, the most understanding of strength comes from within weakness. It's interesting when one person gets injured that all they want to do is rebuild themselves. So why don't we rebuild ourselves on a daily, start to work little by little with the energy fields within oneself to grow? I just want you to open up your mind to recognize that your energy matters, that it flows within you, that red, orange, yellow, green, purple, blue, and white energy exists. and not to be locked down to one energy field. Exists within you, and golden light energy is just ours to borrow. Blessings and namaste. This is the form of discipline in which understanding oneself comes from.